up, you guys? Welcome back. Today we are doing something a little bit different. We are doing a primer tag. I recently did, well, recently, that's subjective, but previously I have done like the eyeshadow palette tag. Do you guys remember that? I actually really enjoyed doing that, and it was just kind of talking about different types of eyeshadow palettes that you had in your collection, your favorite, your most expensive, your most used, things like that. And it was really interesting to me. And so I was thinking about it today, and I've seen people do these tags with like other categories of products, and I kind of want to start that as like a mini series. Do you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm gonna call it a tag, I don't know. But today we're going to talk all about the bases, and we're going to discuss primers, and I'm going to answer a bunch of questions about primers. Now the questions is from a Reddit post, so I'll try to link that down below. But I have all the questions on my phone. I went through my collection. I sorted through my primers. I have way too many primers. I don't know why I did this myself. But I'm really excited because this made me put a lot of thought into my primers. And so many of them I don't really care about. I need to do a new makeup declutter. I really do. But you know, we're going to talk about them today. Some of these primers are from the Shit That Don't Fit bag. Some of these primers are ones that are just chilling in my drawer until I get to them. And some of them are from my everyday makeup drawer. So here we go. Let's go ahead. Let's get started. The first question is your skin type. My skin is cranky. It's like combination. I have dry skin on my face. I have like an oily T-zone, so I'm constantly just trying to, it gets really like dry right here, but then right here it's very oily. It's very difficult. I mainly try to focus on hydrating products because that's what my skin responds to the best most of the time. Sometimes it just gets picky though, like myself, you know? It's never quite 100% happy. There's always just a little something wrong, you know what I mean? Next is, what is your newest primer? My newest primer actually is the Marc Undercover Blurring Coconut Face Primer. Ironically, this is my second tube because I already have a tube of this, but this tube came from the April BoxyCharm Premium that arrived a couple of days ago, which is why it wasn't in my like multi-box unboxing video because it literally just got here a couple of days ago. But this is the newest one because this was in that box. Now I will say I have used this one actually as well as the other one that I have. It's a good primer. I like it. It works well. You know, it's one of those primers that I feel like it's basically like an over-the-top moisturizer, so you can really use it with almost any foundation. It works for me. I like it. All right. My oldest primer. Now I'm not 100% sure on some of these. Like I don't know. I couldn't give you dates, but based on looking at my collection and my memory, which is not super reliable, I'm pretty sure this is my oldest primer. This is a Touch in Sol No Poreblem primer. I know that I've had this primer since my makeup was upstairs in my bedroom, and it's been down here for over a year. And I feel like the other ones I have not had quite that long. I could be wrong, like I said, but I'm pretty sure. I feel pretty confident about this. I do like this primer. It's actually a really good primer. It's kind of like a gel silicone-esque feeling, but I have multiple bottles of this from subscription boxes, so it just kind of hangs out, and I use it when I use it. Right now, I think that this one is in the Shit That Doesn't Fit bag, I think, and a good portion, like a good reason for that is because it is on the older side. So I don't know if this is, oh look, there's an expiration date. Well, this expires at the very end of November this year, so maybe it's not as old as I thought. It said it was manufactured in 2018. I don't know. It's the best guess that I've got. So, my most expensive primer. So I have a couple that I was like, oh, that's gonna be tough. And once again, this is kind of a guess. I looked up a couple prices, but I didn't look up everything because I feel like I thought I knew what the most expensive one was. I checked the price. It was a Perricone MD, like no makeup primer balm thing. And that one was $55. And I was like, okay, that's definitely the most expensive one that I had. And then I saw this one and I was like, oh, well, let me check. And I checked and this one was $60. I saw another one, I checked that, and that one was cheaper. So I think this is the most expensive one that I own. I'm almost positive this is $60, and it's the Rodial Illuminating Soft Focus Glow Drops. Yeah, 60 bucks. I don't get it either, I'll be honest with you. It is a good primer. If you like illuminating drops in a pink shade. It's a good one. I don't think it's $60 good. It's not that good. If you're looking for a good illuminating primer, I go with the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright or the Becca like Backlight or Soft Light Glow Primer. Those are very good as well and less expensive than $60. I would not purchase this myself. I don't think it's that good, but it's a good primer. It kind of shocked me because I was fully convinced that the Paracritum D was going to be my most expensive one, and it was not. My least expensive primer, I have 3 of. I feel like this is okay, but it's the e.l.f. Putty Primers. These are like, what, $5 a piece, I think. Once again, I'm not 100% sure, but I can't, I couldn't find anything I knew that cost less than $5. I have the Universal Sheer, and then the matte version. So 2 of the regular ones, 1 of the matte. I like these, honestly. I have not tried the Tatcha one that these are supposed to be like a dupe for, but honestly, I don't even really see the point in trying it. Like, I'd like to try it eventually, but like these work really well and they're like $5. Are they $8 or $6? Let me check. They're $8, but still, the Tatcha one is vastly more than that. So I feel like if you're looking for a good pore filling thick primer, this is gonna be a really good go-to because they work really well. They last forever and they are super affordable, and like literally you need the smallest amount, so these last so long. I love these so much, and I'm never gonna stop. Okay, my primer with the best packaging, that one's tricky because I feel like I like a lot of them. I like the ones that are in tubes, and then I also really like this. This is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. It's got like the pump, right? I really like the pump. So I think for best packaging, I'm gonna have to give it to this one because it just works so well. And then I love the fact that this like raises up so you can see how much product you have left. I really genuinely think that that is the best one that I've got. There's so many good packaging types out there, but this is hands down my favorite, and I wish that more, like especially for foundations, I wish a lot more companies would start packaging them in packages like this because it's just so much easier to use and to keep track of, and I like it so much. Primer with the worst packaging is the also Milk Makeup. This, I didn't even realize that they were both from the same company until just now, but both from the same company. This is the Blur Stick, and this is totally like my personal preference, but I hate, first of all, this is so like dry, like it just feels like it's already pilling up on my skin. I don't know if you guys can see that, but like it's gross, okay? And I don't like twisting it up, and then it's really hard to twist it back down, and the top gets so gross, and like it's just a breeding ground for bacteria, and I hate it so much. I really do. And part of the reason that I don't really ever reach for it, I mean, like, well, I do, but it's because it's been in Project Pans, but I don't reach for it willingly because I hate the packaging of this, and I hate the whole concept, and the whole thing just, ugh, no, I don't like it. I put stuff on my skin before primer. Like, primer's not the very first thing I put on my skin, so it's not like it's going on like a nice, completely clean base, and I feel like that just skews me out, and I don't like it. This is my least favorite packaging for every primer that I have, and I have like 30 something, so I feel like that should hold a little bit of weight, possibly, maybe. Primer that is worth the hype. Again, I'm gonna go back to Hydro Grip. You guys, I completely thought that this was insane, right? With the whole Tatcha and e.l.f. thing when that happened, I was intrigued, but not intrigued enough to buy the Tatcha primer, and then the e.l.f. ones came out, and I was like, cool, I'll try those, and I like those just as much. When Hydro Grip came out, someone else, I don't remember who, but there was another company that came out with like a dupe for it, and I tried the dupe and I was like, okay, like it's good, right? But it's not the be all end all. Like, I don't understand people like it so much. And then at some point in time, I got a sample of this primer, completely changed the game for me. This is the best primer. It's so worth the hype. Such a good primer. If you want something tacky that's gonna have everything stick, this is the primer that you want. It's so good. I love this primer so much. So good. A primer that I don't think is worth the hype. I don't actually have it here, but I have this. And this is, again, something that I have more than one of. This one's not even been opened yet. I don't know why I have multiples. But the Farsali, this is the Skin Tune Blur. So what I'm really talking about here is the Farsali Unicorn Essence, if you guys remember that one. But really, this whole brand, they really took off as like this Instagram pretty makeup that was like, you know, everybody on Instagram was dropping it on their face, and the Unicorn Essence was like pink and sparkly, and it was so attention attracting, and like that's great. It's awesome when makeup can be like aesthetically pleasing like that, but it's so not worth the hype. It's good. I like the primers, like I like this. I don't know why I have 2 of them. I don't think I need 2 of them, but I do, you know. But I like it. It's a nice primer. It's so not worth the hype though. Like this, the hype for the Unicorn Essence was crazy. Sold out everywhere, so insane. And it's not that good. Like it's good, but like not worth selling your your firstborn child for, you know? It's not that good. My most used primer right now is actually this. This is the Huda Beauty Complexion Perfection Pre-Makeup Base. It's almost empty. I don't know why. This has just been the one that I've been reaching for every day, and I really like it. It works well. It works well with a variety of foundations, so it's just kind of easy. I just grab it, and then it's got a pump, which I love, but it's like a pump in a tube, which I love, and I don't know. It's there. It makes me happy, so I use it, and that's my most used one. A primer that is your guilty pleasure. Okay. Primers with sprays. Do you guys remember when I was talking about the toners with sprays? Do you guys remember that? Primers are the same way. Primers that have sprays, I freaking love them. They're so good. I don't understand why more primers aren't like that, because they're so easy to use, you know, and then I feel like I'm like, that's really lazy. Like I can't rub something on my face, so I feel the need to like spritz it all over, but still. This is my guilty pleasure. This happens to be the one that I had, but like the Smashbox Primer Water is a perfect example because that is a fabulous primer. It's so good, and I actually really like how it works. This is the Urban Decay Rebound. This has collagen infused and radiance boosting, firming, and smoothing. I like this one too. I just happen to be out of the Smashbox Primer Water because I've used up all of mine, but this is good. Anything with a spray though, and you've got my attention. My Holy Grail primer, I feel like that's kind of a tough one. If I was going to pick a Holy Grail, it would probably be either the Milk Hydro Grip or the, not this, but the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water, because I feel like with both of those primers, I like the packaging, I like the application, I like how it makes my skin feel, I like how many different foundations and like types of foundations and different makeup looks and things I can do with that without it getting cakey or pilling up on me or anything like that. Those are the 2 that I've had the best luck with out of all of the foundations that I've ever tried. Those are my go-to if I need at some point in the future, if I ever have to go out and buy a primer, that's gonna be, I'm gonna buy one of those 2, if not both. So I feel like both of those kind of have my HG moment because they're just the best of the best, in my opinion at least. You know, we're probably gonna differ in opinions, and that's okay. Let me know down below what your favorite Holy Grail primer is. Those are mine. I love them so much. They've got special spots in my heart. And then the last question is a primer on your wish list. So this is a primer, I've used it before. I'm gonna scoot over so you guys can pop it up here. I've used it before, but it's such a good primer, and honestly, if it wasn't so expensive, this would probably also be a Holy Grail primer for me. It's one of my favorite primers I've ever used in my entire life. However, the price is just way more expensive than the other primers, and that really makes me kind of sad. But it is the Hourglass Veil Mineral Primer. An ounce of it is $54, which it's just a lot to take in, you know, but let me tell you, if you want a lightweight primer, I would go as far to say as it would be good for sensitive skin because it's so lightweight, it's so just thin, and it soaks in really nicely, and I've never had any issues with it. I don't have super sensitive skin though, but I feel like it would be good for sensitive skin probably. Don't take medical advice from me, please. Just don't, I don't want to get sued. But this works with literally every primer I've ever used. I have never had a single issue with this. It feels like a thicker serum or like a super lightweight moisturizer. It is amazing. The only reason I don't consider it to be Holy Grail status is because of the price. Because when you're talking about Holy Grail, it's got to be something that encompasses all of the statistics. All of the data has to equal out to this one thing. The price knocks it out for me. I love the primers so much. If they lowered the price even down to like 40 bucks, I could get on board with that. But 54 is just too much for me to purchase it on a regular basis. But it's on my wish list because obviously in the future I'd love to have another bottle. I used it up so quickly in the past and it's so freaking good. It's so good, you guys. I would even go so far as to say that this is another one that like lives up to the hype. It's an old hype, but this used to get hyped up so much, and it is well worth the hype. So that is my thoughts and opinions on primers today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope it was informative. I always like to hear about people's favorite products, or like their least favorite products, or even the random things, like different packaging types that they don't like, because it always gets my the cogs going in my brain, and it helps me look at makeup from a realistic and logical standpoint instead of just, oh, shiny lizard brain, you know? So I hope this video was helpful for you. Leave a comment down below and let me know what your holy grail primer is. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that big red subscribe button below me if you'd like to see more of me. And if you want me to do more of these kind of videos, if there's more information you'd like me to add to them, or, you know, if you just want to see them for a different category or whatever, let me know down below. I would be more than happy to do them. I actually really like doing these because they make me actually think about my collection as well. Anyways, I will catch you guys next time. Have a great one. Bye.